of the 2021 CERN Webfest. We're really glad you could join us. We've had a very exciting weekend of hacking behind us, and we're really pleased to bring it to a close with this final session now. So for those of you that haven't been following along the whole weekend, first of all, let us introduce ourselves as your co-host. So my name is Andrew Purcell. I work at CERN, and my colleague Christina, maybe if you could just say hello, then I think people will be able to see your video too.
Hello everyone, so I'm Christina. I'm also working at CERN, and I'm the Student Communications Officer, and well, one of the organizers among a great team around the Webfest.
So Christina and I will be taking you through this final session today. Recap for those that aren't aware, the CERN Webfest is CERN's annual hackathon based on open web technologies, and it was launched in 2012, which means this year is our 10th edition. It's only the second time we've ever run online though, and we were very pleased that we had 300 registered participants working throughout the weekend from 63 different countries. And you can see those countries on this map here. As you can see, India, Pakistan, Greece are all particularly well represented. So we'd now like to hand over to one of our judges, Ben Segal, who is also one of the founder members of the hackathon. So he can tell us a little bit about how things have changed over the last 10 years and what it meant to him to be a judge again for this year's event. Over to you, Ben.
Hello, everybody. Well, our 10th edition has been a fine vintage year. The Webfest is maturing like good wine. Doing it in virtual mode has added a lot to it, in spite of missing the personal contacts. It's brought us closer to the massive amounts of talent spread all over the internet. It's also great to see that CERN, with its international and rational values, is inspiring to so many people during these turbulent times when we need those values more than ever. The virtual mode Webfest is also quite demanding. It tests the dedication and the skill of the organizers. I'd like to praise them 100% for all the work they've done in quite a stressful environment. Yes, I think we've come quite a long way since 2012, when the Webfest was CERN's very first hackathon. I was its co-founder with Francois Gray, who still supports the Webfest, but also runs hackathons on a very wide scale, including the upcoming hackathon called Crowd for SDG, which you'll be hearing about later. From the beginning, we've been impressed by teams with surprising talent, producing projects that have ranged from extremely useful to just plain fun, which is also one of our major aims. So now, very soon, we're going to see what this year's Webfest teams have done and who has surprised us the most in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben, for your kind talk. And let's proceed to the theme of this year's event, which is science, society, and sustainability. And we have a particular focus on supporting the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which is an urgent call for all countries at the moment. And well, here we can find them listed. The third SDG goal is good health and well-being, quality education, then industry, innovation and infrastructure, peace, justice and strong institutions, partnerships for the goals, and climate action. So all our projects were mainly focused around all these SDGs. We were really supporting our teams to go ahead and work around these projects, focusing specifically on this year's theme. And now we will also have a kind word from Charlotte Warakaule, Director for International Relations of CERN. Please, Charlotte, join us.
Thank you very much, Christina, and a very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of CERN management. The Webfest is really a fixture in our annual calendar, and we've been looking forward to it. And the participation has once again been incredibly impressive. You already saw the statistics that Andrew showed earlier, 300 participants from 63 countries. I think that's just absolutely amazing. And it shows, of course, the attractiveness of the Webfest itself as an event, but it also shows the commitment that you have and your determination and your interest in helping to improve the world effectively through the Sustainable Development Goals. Special thank you, of course, to the organizing team. They've been working really, really hard, not just over the weekend, but over many, many weeks and months leading up to the event. And of course, over the last 3 days, I think it's been absolutely insane. Thank you also to all the supporting organizations. You will probably see that later, but there's quite a lot of organizations that support the Webfest. Thank you very much to them. To all the mentors, many colleagues across CERN have been engaged over many weeks. And of course, I'm very honored to be part of the jury together with Ben. It's always somewhat daunting to speak after Ben, but I'm hoping that I can just about live up to it. So thank you very much also to Ben for his extremely eloquent words in opening this and for his strong support for the Webfest over so many years. I have to say, all of you did not necessarily make our task easy as a jury. I followed the presentations online yesterday, and I was thinking, this is going to be difficult to choose a winner. So I'm just as curious as everybody else to find out who has actually come out on top. I think all of the presentations were super impressive, and all of the work behind was also incredibly impressive in terms of what you have achieved in a very short period of time. I was also very interested to see in the program that there was a stretching session. And I think in many ways that was a very nice image, I think, for what the Webfest is about, because it's all about stretching in many ways. It's about stretching ourselves as individuals. It's about stretching what's possible collectively when we work together. And you have really proven over the last days that you can stretch. You have stretched yourselves. I think you've stretched as teams. You've stretched, I think, our perception of what is possible. And you have also stretched the opportunities that have presented themselves before you by working together. And this is really how change happens. I think when we all stretch a little bit as individuals, we can really, really stretch and go a very long way collectively as a society. And when we stretch together, we just stretch that much further. And this is also what teamwork is about. And that's why diversity is so important, because we need everybody to bring their particular input and their views so that we can all stretch that much further. Of course, as you already heard from Christina, we have focused on the SDGs this year. This is a topic particularly close to my heart, and I know to the hearts of all of the colleagues across CERN. And this has come through also very closely, very, very much in the projects. Our world is burning in many ways. I think we've seen that in some of the projects, literally the world is burning. But everywhere, even if the world isn't burning literally, then at least metaphorically, and there's an urgency really to act, from climate change to ensuring the rights of individuals and also to bring peace to everybody in the world. And if we are to achieve the SDGs, which are in so many ways a really remarkable blueprint for a better world for all of us, then we all need to stretch at all levels. And I think you have really shown how we can stretch and how we can stretch collectively. So thank you for helping us to stretch intellectually as well as practically, I think on Friday as well during the session, and for putting your commitment and your talent and your determination at the service of the world and of all of us. Thank you very much for that. And congratulations to you and to absolutely everybody who's been working on this, because you have really shown the potential of fantastic solutions when we work together and when we stretch. So thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Charlotte, for those inspiring words. It's very much appreciated by all of the participants. We're now just going to very quickly recap what we've all been doing over the weekend. Charlotte alluded very nicely to some of the sessions. So we're just going to recap the story of the weekend, as it were. So as many of you following will already know, things started on Friday. These times are all Central European summertime. Started on Friday with our opening ceremony, and we had our pitching session, whereby people who had already come up with some project ideas, they may have already shared them on the Webfest website beforehand, or maybe this was the very first time they were able to share them. And then, people, if their interest was piqued, They discussed them further. We had a networking session, which was really about matchmaking teams and matchmaking people with projects. And then by 9 p.m. Local time here in Geneva, all of the project selections were made. And this is the point at which work on the projects really did kick off in earnest. So then over to you, Christina.
Thank you, Andrew. So on Saturday, we had planned a variety of sessions for you, starting at 11 European summertime again in the morning with an update and feedback session where you were able to get all the information about the following sessions over the day and over the weekend. Later on, we continued with 2 workshops, 2 very interesting workshops that boost your technical skills on how to build a cosmic ray detector using Arduino and Raspberry Pi, and the workshop on how to deploy code documentation with Sphinx. So many thanks to both of our colleagues, David and Anna, for hosting those 2 sessions. We know that you all enjoyed it very much. And well, later on in the afternoon, as Charlotte already kindly pointed out, we had an exercise session based on some stretches with Rachel, where you were able to move a little bit, get yourselves out of your chairs. I know that this weekend has been hard for all of us. We've been working hard to make this Webfest happen all together. And well, this was also followed by another fun session, this time with Miguel, another kind colleague of ours that joined us and hosted this pop-up fun quiz about CERN, a variety of questions around CERN. And this day almost came to an end with the final update and feedback session later in the afternoon, which was again followed by a networking session where you were able to meet again with each other, exchange ideas, well, connect and interact. And now I'm going to hand over again to Andrew for the Sunday program.
Great. So then hacking continued into Sunday. We know that many of you spent long hours, sometimes through the night as well. Of course, it wasn't just about hacking. The sort of program around that continued throughout Sunday too. So we had some very practical workshops on how to present your project, on how to create a simple video, because for those that don't know, projects were presented through 1-minute videos, some of which we're going to show again later. And of course, we had our usual, update and feedback sessions during the day. So it was at 5 p.m. Central European Summertime that hacking ended. And just an hour later, we had all of our project submissions ready, and they were presented yesterday. So now on to today.
So moving to today, we had the final workshop at 4, where we were live streaming again a session about how to proceed with your projects, how to take these projects that you have worked so hard over the weekend to the next level. And well, why not fund a startup or continue working on that with your teams. We know that there are lots of potential on your projects. We have taken a close look at them. So I hope that you all managed to watch the session, but if not, please go ahead. There is everything uploaded on our YouTube channel. And well, here we go now in the final awarding and closing ceremony, where our winners will be finally announced.
So as you can see, we had a very jam-packed weekend with lots of things to do, on top of the hacking. For those that were taking part in the Webfest, we always encourage your feedback. If you feel that there was too much of the other stuff or too little and you'd like more, let us know. We've tried to adapt based on some of the feedback we received last year for this year, and we're always keen to hear more about your experience. Would you have liked more workshops, maybe on some different topics? Did you feel there was too much to be able to follow during the weekend while you're busy hacking? Just let us know. This is a hackathon for you, so we want to hear what your thoughts are. And now, speaking of hackathons, we're going to hand over to a true hackathon expert, our judge and colleague, Knepper, from the World Economic Forum, and she's kindly agreed to say a few words for you all.
Thank you very much, Andrew and Christina. It's always a pleasure to be with you here with the Webfest. I think I joined the Webfest back in 2014 in different roles, supporting you over the years, seeing the evolution of the Webfest, also going from the physical world to the more online world, reaching out to more participants. And it's really, really great to see the challenges and the judges, mentors, and how many participants we can attract year by year with this great initiative of the Webfest. A big thank you to the organizers and the mentors and judges, all people behind the scenes. As Charlotte mentioned already, there were a lot of weeks and months to go into this from the work perspective. So there is a hackathon already within the hackathon. So a big thanks to the crew behind the scenes, but mostly also to all the participants that joined during the Webfest. We saw 300 participants, the statistics with a broad reach all over the world. And being a hackathon enthusiast myself, I'm always still amazed what we can achieve in just 48 hours. Looking at the Sustainable Development Goals, I can be relieved that in the years to come, we can still jointly achieve a lot of good towards these goals. And I'm really, really keen and looking forward who will be the winner of this Webfest. Thank you so much, Andrew and team.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Ines. And we would like to echo your thanks and the thanks from Ben and Charlotte too, to all of those who have helped make this Webfest possible. So first of all, a big thank you to all of our mentors. Also, a big thank you to all of those who volunteered and presented workshops and gave talks, that found time on their weekend to, make a presentation, lead a stretching session, or put together a fun quiz. And then, as mentioned earlier, you've seen Christina and I a lot on the screen throughout this weekend, but we are just two members of this organising team. So a big heartfelt thanks to all of our fellow members of the organising team, many of whom come from GluOnNet, who are one of the important partners that have been involved in the Webfest, alongside CERN Open Lab and others that make this event possible each year. We'd also like, in particular, to add our thanks to Vietly and Remotely Green, whose platforms made the running of the Webfest, and in the case of Remotely Green, particularly the networking sessions possible. So thank you to all of the organizations shown on here. And then back over to you again, Christina.
Of course, I would like to send a warm and open-hearted thank you to all of our judges. We know that they had to evaluate a lot of projects in a short amount of time, but many thanks to Charlotte, Ben, to Arsana, to Bilge, also to Francois, Jean-Pierre, Ines, Mateus. Thanks all of you for taking care of this so quickly in such a short notice. And well, let's go ahead and hand over to Jean-Pierre for a nice, inspiring message from him. Please, Jean-Pierre.
Yes, thank you, Christina and Andrew. As usual, it has been a great pleasure to be with you for this year. As usual, as well as it has been mentioned before, it's a very impressive edition. So first of all, really a great appreciation for the organizers. It has been underlined how big work it is, and no doubt it went again very well. Of course, I would like to express all my congratulations to all the participants that have done a fantastic work. Of course, as usual, there is a lot of creativity and innovation. Somehow for a hackathon, this is what is required. And so you will say it's normal. I'm not sure it's normal. I mean, you demonstrated really a deep sense of this innovation. And once again, I would like also to stress that this year, in my view, it has been slightly different in terms of what has been presented in terms of projects. I mean, I have felt a deep sense also of solidarity. I mean, the idea is that really to provide a better world, we have also to think on all the ones that are not 100% included in this better world. I think this was really a very impressive achievement. I have seen really a lot of awareness to provide a more inclusive world, a lot of awareness also in the videos to make sure that everyone can be included. So for example, projects for disabled, or how we can really extend the reach of education using modern tools, innovative ideas, to allow a lot of people that don't get this good education to be also part of it. I have seen also new tools to provide personal protection, and also new ideas on how we can really decrease the impact of wildfires very much in advance. So many of these projects have really a deep sense of how we can not only develop a better world, but to make sure that the reach of our better world will be very, very inclusive. So this sense of solidarity you have demonstrated is somehow the essence of the SDGs. The SDGs is to have a better future for all. And as you know, the slogan is no one should be left behind. So in my view, you have really demonstrated this slogan can be translated into concrete projects. And so I would like really to congratulate all of you. And it has been an honor for me to be a judge in this very rich and diversified array of ideas and proposals. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Jean-Pierre. Merci beaucoup. Now, thank you again to all of our judges for their kind words. We're now going to move on to the next section of the presentation, which is the announcement of the winners. But before we announce the project that was selected as the overall winner, we're going to announce a short list of 7 projects that were deemed sort of particularly meritorious by the judges. And we're going to go through these now in no particular order. I'm going to give the names of these projects, and then we've invited a representative of each of these project teams to kindly introduce their video so we can learn a little bit more about those projects. So our 7 finalist projects are a discrete tool that saves lives, crowdsourced design 3D printed enhancement for disabled people, how green is nuclear energy, busting myths, wildfire emergency response, prevent, protect, enforce, VizDeck, your health at your fingertips, CoreX DN1G, and Cynthia. So we're now going to hand over to the owners of these projects, or let's say the people who have, been not necessarily leading the teams, but spokespersons for each of the project teams. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Our colleague Anastasia has very kindly created a playlist with the videos from these projects, and then we could perhaps roll those. But we'll ask first Lunarna. Perhaps you could give a brief introduction to your project, what inspired you, and then we'll show the video.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lunarna. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
First of all, I want to thank all the organizers for organizing such a great event as a Webfest, and also for the opportunity to participate in the workshops that give us a lot of new stuff to learn and to interest. About my project, so the main motivation of my project, was to increase the wellness of the people, especially in the case of the COVID-19 lockdowns, because when I was searching for the statistics of the domestic violence during the COVID situation, I was surprised by the dramatic increase in the domestic violence during the period of COVID shutdowns, for example, from the April of 2019 to the April 2020. So my main solution for this problem was to develop not only the buttons that will send the emergency alarm, but also include the phone app, because there might be the cases where the emergency alarm can be sent accidentally, and the phone app will allow the people, the user, to dismiss that alarm. So it will not be the false alarm, and so the authorities will not be disturbed. And also, I was thinking about the development of the first development project, with including some sensors to detect the health characteristics such as a heartbeat. For example, with people who struggle from the heart arrhythmia can also use these sensor alarms to send the emergency alarms. And
okay, thank you very much indeed. Let's roll the video then.
Hello, my name is Lunarna Nurgaliyeva, and I am the only member of Team 17, and now I will propose a solution for the challenge named A Discrete Tool That Saves Lives. So the main aim of this challenge is to identify the network technology that would send an alarm signal to an official authorities at several kilometers distance. And this is highly important, as there was a reported and significant increase in the domestic violence during the period of coronavirus lockdowns. As you can see it from the chart, depicting the change from the April 2019 to April 2020. So the main technology that was used to send an alarm is firstly to transmit the data from the sensor to the phone app using the Arduino technology. The main reason to include the phone app is that there might be the case where the button of the sensor can be pushed accidentally, and app in the phone will have an option to dismiss alarm signal. And in case the victim will not be able to confirm the signal, the app in the phone will wait for another 30 seconds, and if there will not be any response, it will send it directly to official authorities. And the data transmitted to the authorities will include the time the alarm has been raised, the user ID, as well as the location of the user. In addition to that, the sensor could be modified so that it will not only respond for the button click, but also will report the characteristics of the health, for example, the heartbeat. So in case of the health issues, the sensor could send an emergency alarm as well. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Lunarna, for such an interesting project. Thank you for your hard work during the weekend. It was excellent. Andrew can confirm that. We are really pleased to have such inspiring projects, and we can perhaps proceed to the very next one.
Yes, apologies. I lost my sound connection there, but I will certainly be watching that video back again in full later with my working sound. So I believe that our next video that we're going to show is crowdsourced designs, 3D printed enhancements for disabled people. So I believe we have Lunarna on the line who can speak about this one.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noor.
No, sorry, apologies, no. Apologies, please.
So my project is about bridging the gap between the disabled people and the everyday objects. So the world we see, all the objects that are designed are for people who already have an able body, who have all 5 fingers, all good feet and everything. But what about people who do not have? So I fall into one of those categories because I myself was born with this disability. Like this, my hands. And ever since I started living alone, I have been facing a lot of problems, be it holding a bottle or using a knife or a scissors, because I cannot use it with my left hand. So I decided either I had to grow new fingers or a new prosthetic arm, or completely change the design of the existing objects. Then I thought, why not just get the middle piece between my hand and the existing objects? That is easier, economical, and I can ask the designers and the 3D printing guys and anybody who will come in and help me out. That's why we decided this, we designed this portal where disabled people can come in and they can photogrammatically send all their photos of their disabled parts, and will generate a 3D model by ourselves using the software, and our 3D designers will design the missing piece for them and send it to the 3D printing guys who will print it for them and send it to their home directly. So by sitting in their home, they can get it everything from wherever they are, in whichever part of the world. So I reached out to people on Twitter during the weekend who have this condition, and the response was amazing. A lot of people wanted to, see this project going ahead. So we did get the print. So this is the thing we designed, and this is the enhancement that we printed for the bottle. So I can hold it like this now, instead of just holding it like this, which is difficult for me. Yeah.
This is so impressive.
Fantastic. No, I forgot to ask you, please do, when you're introducing your videos, tell us where you're joining us from in the world. And
I'm in Geneva. Okay, I'm in Geneva currently.
Great. Excellent. Okay, so let's show the video then, please. Fantastic. Thank you very much. And next, we wanted to hand over to a representative of the How Green is Nuclear Energy team, but I know that they were having some trouble joining, but it seems to me that I think we now have Gargy on the line.
Hi, I'm Gargy. Hi.
Hi, would you like to say a few words to introduce us to your project, please?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gargy from India, and this was my first time at the Webfest. And first thing I would really like to say before I start off with what I want to say is, apart from the project, I did learn a lot of other things as well, time management and teamwork. I worked with a bunch of people that I had no idea of before, and I think it was very exciting. We got along very well, and each of us got to learn a lot of things, and that is one of the most interesting things of teamwork. And yeah, so I'd like to go ahead with what we worked on. So in these 3 days, we worked on something that is slightly different. It was mostly regarding awareness about nuclear energy. As we know, we live in an era where all the sophisticated technologies, not only sophisticated, but a lot of technologies, including nuclear, which hasn't been, people haven't been able to address this important issue, and because of which a lot of people have their reservations regarding this particular topic. And so in regards to that, we in fact created a website, a portal, where we have busted a few myths regarding nuclear energy, with making sure that we've referred to all the reliable sources like the IRENA, the International Renewable Energy Agency, International Energy Agency, International Atomic Energy Agencies. So it is very important also, while we are creating such awareness platforms, that we use reliable sources, so people know that they can be trusted, these sources, and they get the right information. So we have. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Sure, by all means.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So this is our website, the portal. So it says nuclear energy, the way forward. So the question, though, the reason as to why we've put a question mark is that is because a lot of people are are for.
I'm sorry, is this not working only for me?
I'm not sure I wasn't sure if I just lost sound again. I think, unfortunately, we've lost Gargy.
Yes.
Seems that her video is frozen as well. In that case, I would recommend that we now roll the video, and hopefully we can get Gargy back later.
Unfortunately, I cannot share my screen now because there is another screen.
Yes, there is already someone sharing the screen. So
okay, yeah.
Sorry, I think okay, am I
Hi,
audible?
Gargy. Yes, I'm afraid we lost you there briefly.
Yeah.
Please, we were about to roll your video, but if there's anything else you would like to say before we do so, by all means.
Yeah, sure. So this entire website, it does involve some of the myths that we've tried and busted as much as possible, and we've also worked on a survey over the 3 days, where and all these responses are mostly from the students and the participants who attended the Webfest, as well as people from all over the world. So we've got a global perspective on what people actually think of nuclear energy. We've got 5 simple questions, and we've also got a live survey. Whenever people, go through the website, they can always take the survey. And apart from the survey, we've also got a little quiz regarding Chernobyl. So, well, there are a lot of facts even regarding Chernobyl that people aren't aware of. Some of them are falsely put across on Google, as we all know it. So we've tried our best to go through the reports, the most reliable reports, from which we have made a little quiz. So it's like a fun trivia, and people will be able to understand and try to they're going to know how aware they have been regarding the Chernobyl incident so far. And maybe that could really help people in understanding what the actual consequences were. So that is one thing. But in the future, I would really like to build upon this website. I do not want to end it at this, because there's so much scope for nuclear energy. It is something that will really help not replace fossil fuels entirely, but at least support the renewable energy sources and complement that. And hopefully we could, even reach the 50% goal that we have. So that is what I really wanted to achieve. So
thank you very much indeed, Gargy. Yeah. Please, let's take a look at the video and we can find out more.
A very good evening to everyone. It was indeed a big challenge to take up a project on this particular topic, as nuclear energy has shown shades of constructive and destructive uses for over a century now. We have made an attempt to take this challenge head on by creating an awareness portal for the readers and to influence the traditional perspectives regarding nuclear energy. In this effort, the portal basically highlights about busting various myths regarding nuclear energy, corroborated by a survey that was conducted over the period of the project, which gives a peep into the global perspective. At the end of the portal, the viewers could expect interesting facts regarding nuclear energy, followed by a quiz, which should be very insightful to the readers. We really hope that you enjoy the portal and find it as useful. Thank you.
And next up, I believe we have Damla on the line, who's going to tell us about her wildfire-related project. Hi, Damla.
Hi, Andrew. And hello, everybody. I'm Damla, and I'm from Istanbul. I'm also an Open Lab summer student at CERN currently. So first of all, I would like to thank all the organizers and mentors for making this Webfest as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. We had so much fun. And I also would like to thank my team for putting in their best efforts all weekend. So our project mainly proposes solutions to wildfire problems the world is facing a lot recently, and it helps to decrease the spread of the fires, lower the response time, shorten the building and infrastructure damages, and most importantly, prevent animal and human death as much as possible. We have 3 main ideologies in this project: prevent, protect, and enforce. Preventing part is to prevent fire spread speed and to take the control of the fire before it threatens the environment.
protecting part is to guarantee the safety of the humans and the animals, and enforcing part is the live action that keeps part in the extinguishing process. And this is briefly what the project is about, and we completed, like, not almost completed, but we created some kind of prototype for the app that is kind of working at the moment. Like it collects fire data and it shows near shelters and what to do and where to go in case of evacuating people. And yeah, this is what we've done so far. So thank you for listening.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, Damla.
So it's just exploded.
Is all that's left of Cruiser Flats after the Calvary fire torched the area.
Actually see it coming at you in a wall of flame.
Our project mainly focuses on detecting the wildfires before it threatens wildlife and settlements. It also notifies people living in the area as well as providing help in different ways to be safe. Maybe we can't completely stop global warming or avoid wildfires, but we can decrease damages and death as much as possible.
Our application generates push notifications for alerts. We can see where exactly the fire is happening using our map. We can seek help for safe routes, evacuation sections, and emergency help. We can generate alerts from different departments, and we can see instructions for different what to do exactly in the fire.
So, since our application is based on machine learning, we use NASA's latest findings to extract our dataset. We focused first on Canada and then we moved towards the whole world. For Canada, we were able to achieve an accuracy of 99.5%. And for the whole world, so far, we have been able to achieve an accuracy of 96%.
This application will be really essential in this context of climate change. Collaboration with worldwide monitor sensing like Copernicus will make this application operational in a more advanced version. Thanks for watching.
Great, thank you for that video. And now we're going to move on to the next of our sort of final shortlisted projects, which is a project called Your Health at Your Fingertips. And I believe we have a representative of that project joining us now, who's going to give us an introduction. Abdul, hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm from Webfest. So just a brief introduction to our project. So basically what our project does is we analyze your pictures which you give to the software, which is essentially your lips, tongues, your eyes, and your nails. And based on that data, we analyze what type of deficiencies you have. So basically, if you have, for example, if you take a picture of your nails might be cracked, might be brittle, might have yellowish color. So based on that, there's a different type of deficiency that occurs. So based on those type of data, we collected and we formulated our convolutional neural network with the help of AlexNet via MATLAB to analyze properly and get the proper answer for your listening. So I think our model has an accuracy of 89.31%. We have also basically made a prototype for our app, which is in the video. And this is basically made for people who after COVID are not able to go to the hospitals properly or may not be able to afford to go to doctors on a weekly basis to check your vitamins intakes. And also because some people are just hesitant on going to the doctors for looking for deficiencies and all. So this brings them closer towards a more healthier life. So that's what we aim to do, and hopefully it will happen in the future. So we are currently in our, we have done our prototyping. So right now we are in the final stages of just making minor changes and hoping to publish it in the App Store if it's possible. But then, yeah, this is the end game of ours. We hope to try to do that as soon as possible.
Great,
so, yeah,
thanks very much. Thanks very much, Abdul.
Hello everyone, we are Vistik and we want to tell and show you what our idea does and how it happens. Our app takes the pictures of the user's eyes, nails, mouth and tongue and uses that to find all the nutrient deficiencies that person has and recommends the necessary diet for the person to regain those nutrients. This is done by our convolutional neural network model, which takes the pictures as input and analyzes and recognizes the potential problems that are present and accordingly tells the deficiency of the user. The CNN model first takes our dataset and trains and tests the models with it and finds the accuracy for it. This is then put in cloud computing, where the model will run whenever the user wants to use the app to find his or her deficiencies. Our model had an average accuracy of 89.42%, which includes 95.8% accuracy for eyes, 97.01% accuracy for tongue, 75.9% accuracy for mouth, and 88.9% accuracy for nail-related deficiencies respectively. We would now like to show you how our app is used for finding the deficiencies.
Great, thanks again for that. And now we're going to move on to the next project in our list of finalists. And this here is now Ashraf. So over to you, Ashraf. And for those that don't know, Ashraf was one of our finalists last year as well. So he's a returning project. I don't know about all of your teammates, if your team has changed slightly from year to year, but Ashraf was here as a finalist last year too.
Hello, Andrew. How are you?
We're all very well, thanks. We're all keen to hear more about your project.
So I am Ashraf from Dhaka, Bangladesh, and our project is Moderators DN1G, which you might have watched. And yes, we last year participated in the CERN Webfest, and this is our second time participating. And we expanded our team. Last year we were just 2, and now we are a team of 5 people. Me, my cousin Yusuf Hasan Aditya, Badhan Vishwas, Ryan Shafin, and Rijvi Ahmed. So if I have to talk about our project and the solution, we saw a huge problem in our education system all around the world when the COVID pandemic hit. We were not getting access to education at all in Bangladesh because all of the school, college, and universities were off, and we had to move to quality education online. And we saw that there are like millions of contents and great things online, but no one is promoting them. Like there are great efforts and initiatives by CERN, but there are very less reach, and not many people know about them because CERN has no monetary interest in this, and they are not promoting these things. So we developed a project that will empower people by letting know that there are like millions of initiatives and good people working to ensure quality education. And our project is we will make a website where we will list everything. So over to you, Andrew.
Okay, so we're now going to show the video. You know, for those that aren't aware, CERN has a very wide range of educational resources, and you know, we always do our best to promote them to as wide an audience as possible. But as with any organization, there's always more that one could do, and we do. You know, we strive to reach as many people as possible around the world all of the time. And yes, thank you for your innovation in helping us perhaps do this even better. So let's roll the video and find out more.
Hello there. Everyone knows that there are thousands of free educational resources available on the internet, but not all of them are popular and easy to find. Just like millions of students will never get to know about the brilliant recorded videos of CERN's summer student program. The #1 giant project, simply the DN1G, aims to create an inclusive platform that will inform students and learners about the available free resources. Our initiative will work as an internet directory of free educational resources, information, and ideas. Currently, we have a Twitter handle, a YouTube channel, and a Medium blog. This weekend, we developed a blueprint of our website and app. With your support, we can expand our internet presence for everyone's betterment. We welcome everyone in our team who wants to write or work dedicatedly for the local and global student community. Our writers will be writing blogs in different languages to explain and explore diverse educational resources for everyone. Thank you for believing in open source and free quality education for all.
Thanks very much for that inspiring video, Ashraf. And now we're going to move to the last of our shortlisted projects. And I would like to just stress at this point that you know, these shortlisted projects have not been shown in any particular order. So the last one to go through here is called Cynthia. And I believe we have Diego on the line who's going to tell us a little bit about that.
Hi everyone, how are you? Reading from Argentina. First of all, thanks everyone for the commitment, the organizing this event. This has been awesome for us. Thanks for the organizer and the judges. So regarding Cynthia, we really think that education is the main driver of equality between people. So we really wanted to work on it. The members of the team, we all come from developing regions in the world. So we have seen the effects of difference on education between persons. So we really believe that we need to work on it no matter what. During the hackathon, we worked on improving the prototype we developed. We already, I think we developed almost 5 or 6 different functionalities, all thought to help different people with different resources in order to democratize education and access to information. So I really want to emphasize we are working and we are thinking about tools and solutions 100% open source and free for everyone. We really want to scale what we've done so far. We proved, if you had the chance to access our prototype, we proved that all these functionalities work and can be expanded and combined between them to generate even more interesting solutions. So we're really looking for your support. Again, thanks for this opportunity, for raising the topic, and for helping us to work on continue working on education. And back to you to present the video. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks very much indeed, Diego. Great, so that was the last of our shortlisted projects. For those who might be joining us for the very first time, we know there are many of you following on YouTube, as well as those who are following us via the Vietly app. So for those joining us for the first time, if you would like to find out more about the projects, we also have a video from yesterday where all of the project videos are shown, all 29 of them, or all 23 videos, sorry. And then also on our website in the coming days, we'll be publishing all of the information about not just these shortlisted projects, but all of them from the Webfest. So there are in total 29 projects. Not all of them have videos prepared, but all of them will have information on our website in the coming days. So we encourage you to take a look at that if you'd like to find out more about these projects or any of the others from the Webfest. You know, there was a great number of excellent projects, and unfortunately we weren't able to include them all in the shortlist for today. So on that note, I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to hand over to my colleague Christina, who is going to announce the overall winners of this year's Webfest. So Christina, over to you.
So thank you so much, Andrew, for all the nice presentations of the videos so far. And well, yes, here we go. Here we go to our final overall winners of the CERN Webfest 2021. We know that you were all super excited, you were all super stressed. and we don't want to keep you longer. So here we go. The final winners are the crowdsourced designs, 3D printed enhancements for disabled people. So thank you so much, Noor, for your great project, for you and your team for a great project, for a great presentation, a great video. It was a fantastic idea for real, and we were really happy to have this kind of innovative and motivational and inspirational ideas and stories, of course. Thanks.
Congratulations, Noor. Maybe if you're still on the line, I can see that maybe you'd like to say a couple of words again.
Hi.
If you don't mind us putting you on the spot as our winner.
Can you hear me and see me?
We can hear you, yes.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, Noor.
Thank you very much. I can't express how happy I am, because this was a very personal, I don't know, it was a very personal problem for me, and I reached out to people across the world, and I met people like me who had a similar problem and validated the idea that I had. And I think this is just the starting point of what we have started, and we're not looking back. We're going to go ahead.
That's great. That's exactly what we want to hear in terms of, the Webfest being a start rather than an end for everyone. We're going to talk about that in a moment generally, but we do encourage you, Noor, and everyone indeed to, keep in touch. And if we can help make connections and provide support in any way, we'd love to do that as your project and others go forward. We will, of course, be sending, lots of CERN and CERN Open Lab themed goodies your way very soon. So we'll be in touch to organize that. And now we're going to move on to our next slide. So congratulations again to all of you, and a big thank you to you all for taking part. Christina, over to you.
Yes, we would like to thank all of you once again for making this event happen. Without our participants, we wouldn't be able to hold it. So you are also a big part of the Webfest. We really do encourage you to keep in touch with each other, to use the main channels that you have, to not lose contact, to really try to take your project further. You have worked so hard over the weekend. There were so many excellent ideas that really deserve to be promoted more and to be brought further. And remember the session that you followed this afternoon about how to take your project further. If you haven't had the chance to watch it, just visit our YouTube channel. It's an excellent session. Of course, watch out for the news article that will be soon published on the CERN website as well. All your information, all your project information, and your ideas will be published on the Webfest website. And don't forget that the Webfest is an annual hackathon, and we will be here again next year. So we really do encourage you to join us again for another excellent hackathon. Thank you so much again, and back to you, Andrew.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to hand over now to our colleague Hans, who's going to join us on the line. And, speaking of taking these projects forwards, or perhaps others, if you've just been inspired in general to get involved in these kinds of events, we've got two upcoming events that we would also like to tell you about. So the first is the Port Hackathon, and for that, I'm going to hand over to our colleague Hans Bechler.
Yeah. Hi, everyone, and thank you, Andrew. First of all, congratulations to Noor, her team, and of course, all the other hackers and participants in the CERN Webfest. It's always amazing to see what you guys come up with in only 48 hours. So huge congratulations and well done, everyone, for your hard work. And yes, I have the pleasure to invite you to participate in the Port 2021 Humanitarian Online Hackathon. So if you are looking for the next opportunity to hack on SDG related issues and humanitarian issues, you can do so by applying for the Port 2021 hackathon. It's also an online hackathon like the Webfest, and there we will encourage our hackers to hack on humanitarian issues. So for example, last year, a team created an app, or is still working on an app that supports consumers, online shoppers, to give them information so that they have the confidence to know that the products they're buying are not made with slave labor, which is unfortunately still an issue even today. Or another project was in previous years was that people worked on a inflatable fridge to support the logistics of vaccines and antidotes in remote areas, so that the cooling chain won't be broken and that those compounds get there safely and intact. So these are just a few projects that have been hacked on during the Port online during the Port hackathons. So in case you are, after your well-deserved break, are still looking for a nice opportunity to meet cool people, to learn new things, and also to create impact for the common good, I encourage you to visit theport.ch, and there you can apply for the Port online hackathon, which will take place from the 8th to the 10th of October this year. And the applications close on Friday.
Great, thank you very much.
Back to you, Andrew. Thanks.
So applications close on Friday, so do hurry, don't miss out on this opportunity. And now we're going to hand over to our colleague Francois Gray, who was also one of our judges, and he's going to tell you about another upcoming hackathon called run by Crowd for SDG.
Yes, thank you so much, Andrew, and congratulations again to all the teams for your effort. The end of one hackathon is just the beginning of the next one, and the Port is another great hackathon that's been nurtured by CERN over the years. And beyond that, we are collaborating here at University of Geneva with CERN, with the UN Institute for Training and Research, and several other top universities and research labs in Europe on a project called Crowd for SDG, which is really trying to answer the question that was being asked earlier about what to do next with your great ideas. And the way we do it is through online coaching, online workshops with CERN, and ultimately, if COVID allows, sometime next year in March, an event called the Geneva Trialogue, where some of the best teams in this particular competition will be invited to participate. So the basic idea of Crowd for SDG is how to get bottom-up collaboration from people, from citizens, in gathering data for the SDGs, because the SDGs are all about gathering accurate data to see how we're progressing towards sustainable development on the planet, to combine that with the needs of national statistical offices and UN agencies, and see how we can collaborate in a way that fills in the gaps in the data chain. So if you have ideas about issues, especially around climate change and gender, how things like floods and droughts affect and sometimes very negatively affect the role of women in communities and regions, how that can be addressed, how we can solve that sort of problem, then don't hesitate to apply. The deadline here is for a 1-minute pitch that will, if you're selected, allow you and a team of partners to benefit from this whole process of coaching. And the deadline is the 30th of September, and you register through a platform social network based in Geneva called Goodwall. And so I encourage you to consider that as an option. Some of your projects are already very well aligned with the theme of this challenge. Thank you, and back to you, Andrew.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very mumuch, Francois, and thank you again, Hans, for making people aware of these excellent opportunities. And that brings our event to an end, not just the event now, but the whole Webfest weekend-long event. So a big thank you again from all of us in the organising team to everyone who's made it possible, to everyone that's taken part. Congratulations, Noor. Congratulations, everyone, on taking part and hopefully learning some new skills. making some new connections, making some new friends. I hope you've all had an excellent time, and we really do appreciate your feedback so we can make this an even better event next year and then again the year after. So don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Thank you again, and goodbye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and a great thank you again to everybody, all of our mentors, all of our judges, and all of our great teams, all of the great organizers of our team. Thank you, everyone.
And thanks to you, the moderators.
Thank you so much.